Bonus round. Normally I'd be playing a daily, but since this is a 5-rounder, we gotta win one more. So this is kind of the bubble match, the finals equivalent. This hand is aggressive. Snapkey. Wish I could play a strand first for deception, but it does not fit in my curve, so I will not. Are we going to kill our opponents, or should we hedge to gain some life? We are taking 3 next turn, and potentially 1 at another point. Opponent says, hi GL. You too, friendo. The first person to say anything since the round 1 opponent was very upset to have lost to our amazing deck. It's turn 1 and I'm already just deep in the tank. Alright, I went with Crypt Incursion. Still not sold 100% it's right, but generally against decks where it's good, it's going to be way better than Mill 10. Noble Hierarch. Okay. Get to blast this sucker off, which is nice. Yeah, against this deck I wish I took the other thing, but it is going to be hilarious when I gain like 30 life. Orb. My opponent's already 2 Pride Mages down, and having to spend their turn killing an orb isn't the worst thing that could happen to me. Alright. Goifotron with his little blue numbers. Hey, there's his brother. And no land. The plot thickens. Archival Trap with Ghost Quarter. I assume I still Funeral here, though. Ooh, I almost accidentally clicked an island. Hey, where's the funeral? Anybody a Paul F. Tompkins fan? I know I am. That dude is great. So sometimes these decks have Kiki Chord and can actually kill you. But this build does not seem to be of that ilk. What with the multiple Tarmogoyfs. Seems to be just like a Naya-y mid-range deck that uses Collecting Company for value. There's a little kitty. And so, I think we just go for the win here. I don't see why not. Black and blue. 10 ball. And then Strip Mine / Lethal on the old upkeep. I'm getting bolted. I don't think it changes anything if I do it now or not. Guess I stopped myself from being bolted again. Two things are still untapping, even if this isn't, which is lethal. Yeah, sure. Doesn't say whether they searched. Failed to find a basic land, but they did search. Might have played that differently. Thanks for letting me see the rest of your deck. You are dead. Just like last cards in Emrakul. That would be sick. Draw step? Oh, wait. Hey, look. Green-white creatures lost a combo. I guess I have to bring in these, since I feel like the only way I'm going to lose is if I get Leyline did. This thing seems pretty unbeatable. You just, like, gain 21 life. Snapcaster's not great against Scavenging Ooze. Thoughtseize is actually pretty unimpressive as well. Kind of want some Thoughtseizes in case they do have Leyline. So if they draw it later, or if I have to bounce it and make them discard it. So I'll board out one Thoughtseize and Mind Funeral, I guess. It's possible I'm just supposed to board out remands and play straight up just my deck is faster than yours. Especially like if I pass on 2 and they just play a Smiter. Yeah. I guess Spellskite and the Thoughtseize back in? Or Dismember? Let's go with Thoughtseize. Hitting a Pride Mage or Collected Company might be good. Spent the full sideboard clock on that one. LOL this hand. LOL this hand. Opponent mulliganed once. I kind of want to keep, just because I think my deck doesn't mulligan very well. No, I'm going to go to 5. Ah, this hand's much better. Much better. Hopefully they don't have a bolt. That'd be super sweet. Bop. Bop. No bolt. Oh, I hit 1 bolt. 3 Tarmogoyfs. Okay. No reason to save the mana. I'd rather make sure that I get a mill of 3 off. So I'm going to Shelldock first. Brick City. That was not ideal. Here comes a fat 3-drop too. I will say, Net of the Reliquary is quite large against a deck that puts all of your lands into your yard for you. Yeah, that guy is already massive. 9/9? It's a pretty realistic stat line there. Well, this thing is probably going to be lethal in 2 no matter what, so I might as well pay 4 life. Wood, mill you, and Thoughtseize. I will not pick the Smiter. It's the casual 11 ball. And a 4/4. blowing up again. Turned my phone off for last round, but forgot to turn it off for this one. Well, I can't fetch because I'm going to have to chump the knight, and I'm going to take 4 from the smiter. So playing Delta is pointless. So I will play Watery Grave. Mill you for 3. Hit another bolt, which I guess is good. Still not sure how I win. Or like Ancestral into Crypt Incursion, something like that. That's not the ticket. We can get a little info on how our opponent sideboarded, though. So I'm going to go ahead and take that free info. Blood Moon. See, that's a good one to know about. Another Smiter and Ooze. Alright, so these cards aren't getting any bigger. Blood Moon was nice to know about. Thalia is also quite good. It's only 1 copy. Alright, back to the drawing board. Let's try not to mold a 5 this time. Maybe on the play I do like Remand, because I can hit the Knight of the Reliquary from the play, can't do it from the draw. Do I want the Disfigure for the Thalia? Probably not, but maybe the Dismember, because the Dismember can kill an early Knight of the Reliquary before I start milling them, and kill Thalia, kill Smiter, kill Scavenging Ooze. Those are all good things. We didn't see any graveyard kill or like ley lines or anything like that. So I'm going to go ahead and board out the bounce spells. Make sure to fetch basics. Board in Dismember. And what? I do kind of like remands against like all 3 drop deck. They match up poorly against the Smiter, but they're pretty good against Knight, Blood Moon. Maybe that's not enough though. Still not a huge fan of the Snapcaster. Don't really like the Disfigure. I'd rather have Remand. Miser's Remand on the play. I think the Thoughtseizes are still better, even though they do strain the mana a little against Blood Moon. I think hitting that Knight of the Reliquary is pretty valuable, or the Thalia before it even hits board. I could definitely board out all the artifacts, board in the Remand again, but not the biggest fan of that. I'll just play it like this. Here we go. I will play first. Hand's pretty good. No way to find a swamp for Blood Moon. But definitely passable. Opponent's on 6 cards. Kept his 6 pretty fast. I apologize. Another fetch. I'm pretty sure I'm just supposed to trap, even though the Knight of the Reliquary is so huge. Like, I doubt that I'm not supposed to trap in these spots. Like, this is how my deck works. Hit a Thoughtseize or a Remand, make it a lot easier on myself. Please. Hey! And I'm going to go ahead and play this so that I can find an island. Watch my opponent play Smiter now. Dahlia I'm okay with. It does make it so I can never do two things, which is annoying. Which on 4 theoretically I will be able to. And I'm 2 turn cycles away from having to take a hit from a big dude, plus the card off of the remand. Alright. I'm not too scared of this Dahlia, but I am going to remand it anyway. Big money, no whammy. One's not bad. Kitty cat's in there. Ooh, that one's not quite live. It would be if I glimpsed. I definitely think I cast a black spell this turn. Because of the threat of Blood Moon. The question is just Glimpse or Mind Funeral. Mind Funeral turns on the visions, but then I can't cast it right away. So that next turn, I couldn't play Orb, whereas I could if I go Glimpse Visions this turn. I should do 2 things this turn also, because Thalia might just come back down. It might not be Blood Moon, it might just be Thalia. In which case, I'd want to have cast 2 spells this turn, because it'll save me 2 mana instead of 1. Yeah. There's a Blood Moon. I almost said the Blood Moon, but you're allowed to play more than 1. Nothing I can do with the 0 mana, so might as well wait on the visions. Don't think that we're going to get delved. Even Become Immense is only 6, so it's delve 5, so we would still be able to visions. We'll take 3. No Exalted Creature. Worth noting. I assume Thalia's just coming back down? No. Goyf? Oh, Goyf and then land Thalia? That makes sense. No. Just try and get the 2-turn clock. Okay. I can respect that. I'm going to cast Ancestral Recall and then go off, but I can respect the idea behind it. Did you search this turn? My opponent said, turn 1, all 3 games, brutal. Of course, I'm running 12 fetches, so I guess I'm also an easy target. I missed that. It's going to ask me for 5 mana. I do not have 5 mana. Orb is mill 6. And then the turn after that, I can Mind Funeral. I won't be able to trap if my opponent plays Thalia before fetching. I'm going to mill 6 and then theoretically 4. While I'm taking 8. Math. I'm more expose the Blood Moon, but I'm not too worried about Blood Moon. We've milled one, and I'm pretty sure it's just Thalia is the threat being presented. I don't think we can beat a Blood Moon at this point. I guess we could if we Thoughtseized. But I don't really want to take 4 to play Thoughtseize Funeral. I guess I could just take 2 to Thoughtseize, play Orb Grave tapped, next turn Funeral Orb. Is that enough? Does that get me anywhere? I think they would have to proc the trap. Maybe I'm supposed to hardcast the trap. Maybe that's my way. Can this Mind Funeral hit that many cards, though? Do you believe in miracles? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 lands, and none in hand. So there's probably around 10 in the deck. Probably not even that many. Let's see. Casting Orb gets 6 this turn. Maybe 4 after that, and Funeral. I don't get to trap. If I Thoughtseize now, it's just balancing these probabilities, figuring out which one has the highest percentage. Because I'm dead in 2 no matter what. Is letting my opponent have a Thalia just like game over? Or is like Thoughtseize Mind Funeral game over for us? Maybe. There's only 1 bolt in the yard. If we face a bolt, we could be in trouble. So we're taking 8, and I would be doing 4 to myself. Well, 4 plus 8 is 12. So bolt would actually come up short. Oh, no, it's not. Yeah, it would. 1, 2, 3, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, and a bolt would be 15. So I would actually survive a single bolt. So I believe the answer is Thoughtseize, and then probably Watery Grave Mind Funeral. Fingers crossed. God, this is such a sweat. This deck is such a good sweat. It's just a bunch of math, and then you have to take your best guess, and cross your fingers. Come on, come on. I think my opponent's thinking about whether they should bolt me in response. I would assume the answer is yes. I don't see a reason why you wouldn't give me the option to take the bolt if it was correct too. No! Double bolt is not what we wanted to see. Ugh. So now I have to take a bolt or I die. So I'm going to 14 and taking 8, so that would be 6. And 6 is deadsies for me. So I have to take a bolt as gain 1 life. I'm not going to be able to cast Trap next turn, because my opponent's going to Thalia me. So I think I can Orb this turn, mill 3, then Funeral next turn and hope it's enough. Does not seem great. Definitely does not seem great. I could also just Mind Funeral this turn so that I can draw Crypt Incursion. That's another option. Yeah, I'm gonna Orb. And 2 damage is gonna be, I'm either gonna win or lose on that 1 damage, so I can actually play Island untapped. The off chance that my opponent spazzes out and just fetches for no reason. CC, Goif. Actually, one way it could have, like, if this ends up dying, I guess that's the way to do it. It is Thalia. God, please draw Crypt Incursion. How sick would that be? There's 4 in my deck, please. Crack your fetch, crack your fetch. Shucks. Visions, Swamp. Incursion? No! Sigh. Maybe this is somehow lethal? I did not think so. There is a second Blood Moon. Look at the cards. Okay, Moto, I see it. Come on, just autopilot, crack your fetch. Crack it! To bolt me. Shucks. So close. So very, very close. 2 bolts in hand. There's 1 in the yard. I don't know. Not sure. I thought about it for like a good 5 minutes, as you can see from my clock, but I don't know. We got very, very close. That matchup has got to be unreal good, but we mulled to 5 in game 2. Not really sure what happened this game. I guess our opening was just a little mopey and we drew our cards out of order. Or it wasn't even that. We just didn't draw Crypt Incursion or the Ancestral. We had like 8 action cards. Shelldock would have been great at any point. We just had a bunch of like really good spots to draw a lot of really awesome cards and didn't hit any of them. Hey everybody, post-production AJ here. Hope you enjoyed these videos. Thanks for checking them out. Like I said at the top, I'm hoping they will be a weekly series, and for now they're on the YouTube channel as I try and find another home or sponsor for them. I'm talking to a couple sites, so we'll see how that goes. In the meantime, AJTV is back thanks to Patreon, so you can check out the first episode right here. It is about the quarterfinals match between Stephen Neal and eventual champion Joel Larson from Pro Tour Origins. It's pretty sweet. You should check it out and support it also. I also did another episode of the podcast with Gavin Verhey, where we reminisced about the good old days and talked about his path to R&D, as well as his role there. It was a lot of fun. He also tells an amazing story at the end, so definitely give that a listen if you haven't. And lastly, I still am streaming twice a week, Mondays and Thursdays, so you can check those out over on Twitch. Oh, I got a witness. Is she blowing chunks? Oh, that's her hair. Oh, I thought her hair was just... Oh, she was just spewing, just tossing cookies.